Hi everybody, and thanks for joining me for Go10, Get Organized in 10 Minutes a Day with me. I'm Tiffany Spaulding, and I'm so glad that you're joining us today. This is class number 2 of the Get Organized in 10 Minutes a Day challenge. We're going to talk today about organizing your craft supply paper. Oh, we love paper. Everybody that's a paper junkie, raise your hand. All right, so what do you need to get your paper organized? You need a good organization storage tool for your paper, and I'm going to recommend vertical storage. Vertical storage has lots of benefits. Among them, you can store a lot of stuff in a small space. You can take things with you easily if you're going to some kind of class or event. You can add things in easily if you need to. All kinds of great benefits. We make a vertical storage system. It's just a simple series of paper storage boxes like these. They come flat, and you can put them together. You can decorate them if you want. You can buy other brands of vertical storage. If you already have a shelving system or a tray system for paper, you can still organize your paper using the 4-section system. So you're just going to have to add some different kind of tabs and dividers into it, but you can use that. Keep in mind, if you're considering buying paper storage, the tray systems were designed for use in scrapbook stores where you would have all the same kind of paper in each tray, so you only needed to see the top sheet of paper. Well, as you know, if you stack your paper on top of each other, it's really hard to see what's underneath and to flip through what's underneath. You end up damaging the edges and corners of your paper in the process. So if you're looking for a great way to organize paper, I definitely would recommend going vertical. All right, so some sort of storage tool. Then you're going to need some type of dividers, and we make dividers, obviously, that fit in our paper storage boxes. So you've got dividers. You're going to need sticky notes and a pen to label things as you go before you make permanent labels on your dividers. And you're also going to need your themes and sentiments list. Did I already talk about the themes and sentiments list? I don't think so. You made this last week, so if for some reason you skipped to the first class, you need to go back and make your themes and sentiments list. This is what's going to guide you through the sorting process of section 2, themes and sentiments. So when you make your dividers for themes and sentiments, you are going to just use really generic alphabet letters initially. A, B, this one says C and D, F through M, N through Z. And you're going to decide how to label those based on everything that's on your themes and sentiments list. So in order to get started, you're going to need to do a couple of things. First thing is choose your system. Second thing is make your dividers. Now, then I'm going to take my dividers and I'm going to drop them into my paper sorting boxes. So I have themes A to Z. They're going to go in my front box. And then I have the calendar year, which is the third section in our 4-section system. Now, I'm already the third, but I never had a first. That's because the first section, alphanumeric, isn't really appropriate for paper. There's not really paper that fits into that category. Generally, if you have something with alphabets or numbers on it, it fits into some other theme or category. If by chance you find that you have lots of paper that just has alphabets on it and you want to have that as a section, you can certainly add that in. Final section is the rainbow, Roy G. Biv, so I'm going to drop those tabs into my boxes. Now I'm set up to get ready and start sorting and organizing. Another amazing thing or wonderful thing about using paper storage boxes like these is you can actually sort in a very small area and keep things really contained and under control, easy to put away, easy to take out, all that stuff. If you're not using vertical storage, then what you're going to want to do is make yourself some sorting templates that follow along with the 4-section system. And I drew a line down the side, so I'm going to put the labels on this side, but I'm going to lay stuff on this side when I start sorting. So if you were sorting with your sorting templates this way, rather than putting things directly into boxes, you would take your sorting templates and you would lay them out maybe on a long counter or on the floor, and you'd be able to sort your paper onto those sorting templates. It's going to take up a little bit more space, but it will definitely work for you. So if you're not using vertical storage, you're going to make the sorting templates. Now let's get started with sorting some of that paper, right? I have to confess to you, I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit here because most of my paper is already sorted. I pulled out some stacks just so I could go through the process and show you how it's done. But I do have a good jump on it already, I guess, so it's going to look pretty, a little bit simpler. Okay, so here's my stack of paper. I'll pull it over here a little bit closer, and we'll go through my sections. So the first section of paper, the first pile of paper that I've got here is all travel related papers, right? So I'm going to take this stack. Now, if I didn't know what these were, then I would just be able to pull it up one sheet at a time, go to N through Z, and just drop those papers right in there, in that under T. These would be for travel, but it would be really simple, right? So I've got a couple of collections of travel paper here. I'm just going to be able to go through them quickly and put them all under T for travel. Next, I've come across some camping paper. Going to grab all that together and go under C for camping. So it's really simple, as you can see. Birthday papers, the next step. And like I said, even if I was pulling just one sheet at a time, I could be dropping it into those sections. And next up on my pile here is some wonderful beach paper, a couple of different collections of beach paper. Drop those right into B as well. Ooh, and an ancestry collection from Bo Bunny. Don't you just love Bo Bunny? I do. Drop that in. So behind A for ancestry. And then I'm just going to work my way right through this pile. I'm into colors now, and so here I am in greens, and this is kind of greenish brown, and this is all distressed paper. Don't get too freaked out about sorting your paper, right? Try to keep your prints and pattern papers. So these are all green prints and patterns. They're just going to go toward the back of the green section. So I've got prints and patterns and distressed in the back, and then I'm going to take my solid colors and put those in the front. Now, of course, as you're going through this process, if you can sort your papers light to dark, that's going to be great. But don't let yourself get overwhelmed. Just by having all of your green solid papers together in green, it's going to be easier to find it than having it scattered around your room. So don't get overwhelmed with that kind of stuff. Just go in major categories first. So I've got yellow here. Got a little orange mixed in with my yellow. I'm going to pop that out. Put this all in yellow. Oh, you see I've got this pattern of yellow, sort of damask or something, so that's going to go at the back of yellow. But you can move through your papers really pretty quickly. Orange prints and patterns are going to go in the very back of orange. Just going to drop those in. The biggest trick to getting your paper organized is not overthinking the process. Move quickly through your stacks of paper because you can always go through and subdivide things later or make them more light to dark later. Okay, reds. Now you can see I've got some big scraps here. These are more pinks than reds. I'm going to recommend for scraps that you really try to only keep very large scraps of paper. I would say if you have the guts to get rid of anything that's not 6 by 12, as you're going through things, that's the perfect thing to do. I want you to honestly ask yourself, crafters, are you going to run out of paper? Right? Most of us have more paper than we could ever use if we got to craft every day for the rest of our lives. So don't worry about digging and searching through little scraps. The scraps that you're done with when you finish a project, if they're not at least 6 by 12, try and toss them out. If you can't do that, then go with 6 by 6. But you can keep your scraps right in with the rest of your paper. Just stack them all in the front, especially if they're large and they're going to be easy to find. So I've got these 6 by 6 pink, and I'm just going to put them in the very front of the pink section. Now this would be the same even if you were using 8.5 by 11 paper. You want to keep everything together by color. Some people are tempted to sort their 8.5 by 11 papers or their 6 by 6 or 8 by 8 papers separate from the rest of their paper. And if you think about it, it's just silly. You don't want to go to two places looking for yellow paper. You just want to go to your yellow tab, put your paper right in there, and now no matter what size you want to use, it's all in one place. So here's some orange, again, a 6 by 12 and an 8 by 8, and I'm just going to pop them in the very front. And now I've got that rainbow all sorted out. What about specialty papers, right? So here's some interesting things. This is a leather paper. This is a cork paper. This is like a burlap paper, right? They're all just brown to me. Now some people might put this in black, or some people might want to put this in ancestry. But for me, I'm going to think about that as brown. Even though they're specialty papers, I'm just going to take them all together and I'm going to put them into my brown section. I don't have my brown tab here in the thing, but they're still going to go right in with the color, because when I'm looking for something that's brown, I'm going to see them and they're going to pop up. If I say to myself, oh, I had some cork paper, where is that? It's brown, so I know to look in brown. I don't have to remember that I have some special stash of cork over here and leather over here, vellum over here, and fabric over here. I'm just going to be able to look by color. So I'm much more likely to use that because I'm going to see it every time I look for something brown, and I'm also going to be able to find it when I actually need that particular one. All right, next in my stack over here, I've got my calendar year things, and again, super easy to just group things by that calendar year or by that holiday and season. So July here, oh, look at this. Got some wonderful Halloween things. Now in with this Halloween stuff, let's see, I've got some fall stuff. Fall and Halloween are both going to go for me in the October-November area. So when I'm ready to use that holiday paper, I just have to look in one place to find it, and I'm going to see all of those, everything that fits that calendar year, that holiday or theme that could be useful. And then I've got some Christmas paper. Now in here with the Christmas paper, I've also got some special poinsettia glitter paper, and it's in this little protective pocket, so the glitter is not going to come off on anything else, and it's going to stay nice and safe. But I'm going to be able to take that all that Christmas supply paper and put it all together. So this is all Christmas, right up to a little bit of brown here, and I'm going to be able to put all of that Christmas paper together under December. Now as I've been going through this, some more brown printed papers. I'll just slide them in there for the moment. Now, as I've been going through this, there have been some collections of paper that I want to keep together, right? We want to keep things together, we use together. So, let's see, birthday is one of them. When I pulled up my birthday things, I noticed that I had this whole collection of birthday paper called Life of the Party from Basic Gray. Now when I'm ready to use that, of course I want to be able to use all of it together and pull it out all at the same time. So if I just slip it into a supersized single pocket and I added a little stick-on divider, now you don't have to use, these are from Office Depot, it's just a little stick-on tab that you buy there. There are also these new kinds of sticky notes that are available now, and they're kind of plasticky. I don't know what they're called. But they work really well as well to stick onto the side of your pocket page. So this way you can divide out either whole categories or individual groups. So under my B tab, I've got my that birthday collection. I've also got all this amazing beach paper that goes under B as well, right? I'm going to take all that beach paper and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put all of my beach paper into one pocket page. So now when I look in the B section, I'm going to see the little labels sticking off the side for beach and birthday. So you can see them, the tabs are sticking off the side there for beach and birthday. Now it becomes really easy to find any of those things quickly and easily. I'm going to go to the B section, and then I'm going to see the tab for beach or birthday sticking off the side. What do you do then when you buy something like this, right? Paper pads. Great buy. Bought it with my 40 off coupon at Michael's. I wrote on the back of it when I bought it, 1/21/2013, that I paid $20 for it. And then I'm going to make a little hash mark every time I use a piece of paper out of it. And it's going to let me know whether that $20 was well spent or not. And as you can see, I haven't used anything out of it yet. So maybe not. Maybe it wasn't my best buy. So, but what do you do with it? Because it's all seasons. Do you want to stack it up with all the rest of your paper stacks and never see it again? No. All you're going to do is you're going to stick another little label tab or a sticky note on it. And so this one says all seasons, which is what this paper pad is. And then I'm going to go to my vertical storage and I'm going to work that paper pad in right in between the boxes. So now when I go to look for something for Christmas or Halloween or whatever the season is, that paper pad is right there. I can pull it out a little bit and just flip through it. and see if there's anything that I want to use, or just slide it back in. So I'm really going to get some good use out of it because it's going to be visible and it's going to be accessible when it's stored vertically like the paper. Okay, so now it's time to get started, right? What are you going to do? So you spent the first 10 minutes listening to me talk. Next thing you're going to do for your first 10-minute segment is get your paper storage system together and get your dividers labeled and be all set up. You're going to add that to your organized only space, right? Or maybe you already had it in there. Next thing you're going to do is spend 5 minutes each day pulling out paper and sorting it, or I'm sorry, 10 minutes each day if you're using vertical, sorting paper directly into your storage system. If you're using the sorting templates, the sorting guides, you got to spread those out around your room or across your counter. You're going to spend the first 5 minutes sorting paper onto those sorting guides, and you're going to spend the next 5 minutes picking it up and putting it into your storage system wherever it belongs, whether it's into a shelf system, or you're using file folders or giant Ziploc bags, or whatever tool you've decided to use. So 5 minutes sorting, 5 minutes putting away. The goal is at the end of the 10 minutes that you've accomplished a task and everything's cleaned up so that you don't get overwhelmed again. And then the next day you're going to pull out a small stack of paper and you're going to do this, repeat the same thing. Spend 10 minutes sorting and organizing that small stack of paper. Once you've got your boxes all full, then you're going to move your full boxes over to your organized only space, right? So let's take them over now. You can see how that's all going to work. So we've got our organized only space here, which we saw in the first episode, and it was just empty boxes. But I'm going to be able to slide in my boxes now, and you can see this tab still at the top. I'm going to put them in order again. So rainbow, put calendar year. I'm going to take my themes A to Z. Oh, I forgot one step. Once you get all your paper sorted, then you can pull off your A to Z tabs and actually reveal behind them or add permanent labels. So, you know, ancestry, birthday, beach, camping, whatever it is. After you finish your sorting, take your sticky notes off and then just actually label your tabs so that they'll reveal exactly what sections you're working with. So I've got all three of my paper storage boxes. Now you can see where my little system here of this organized only space is really starting to get functional. And if I was ready to craft a little today, I could actually use what I'd already sorted and easily find the things that I need. And I'm just going to slide this paper pad right in there. So now I've got 3 paper storage boxes all sorted and ready to go. My organized only space is looking very neat and tidy. And I'm ready to get busy crafting. That's what we're supposed to be doing, isn't it? All right, thank you so much for joining me today for Go10-2 Paper Storage and Organization. I hope you have a really productive week at 10 minutes per session. And I look forward to talking to you again in about a week. Have a great day.